Go apply to be on the oil rigs. Go be a plumber. Go be an electrician. I don't believe we should have the freedom without the responsibility.
Okay, but I don't think that I'm physically built for that. You might be, but I'm absolutely not. You said you're.
Oh my God. Oh, God damn.
Wow.
Piers loved that. He's like, wow, the girls are fighting. All right, you know who else I'm a fan of? The female Andrew Tate. Pearl Davis on why she thinks women shouldn't vote. Piers Morgan is back with yet another episode of Uncensored where he takes some of the worst people online to stand next to him to make himself look good in comparison. He is the GOAT at this. This is his bread and his butter, okay? He does this shit all the time. So here he is, back at it again.
Davis has racked up a legion of online followers and plenty of breathless newspaper coverage by sharing her incendiary views.
Sorry, I apologize. I said, this is Piers Morgan's bread and butter, but instead, I should have said, this is Piers Morgan's tea and crumpets. Right.
Views on modern feminism. The New York Post called her the female Andrew Tate. So she tapped into genuine female pushback to the excesses of wokery, or is she just an attention seeker? We'll find out in a moment. But first, let's take a look at the clip that sent her viral.
A lot of people think I'm insane because I don't think women should vote. Everybody thinks I'm crazy for this opinion. If anything, this is probably my most extreme opinion. 90% of women have been on birth control. 1 out of 3 women has had an abortion. 1 out of 3 women has an STD. Average body count is over 5, so that your average wife has slept with over 5 people. 95% of women are not virgins on their wedding days. So I understand the complaint.
Okay, well, Pearl joins me now alongside political journalist Ava Santini, who was nodding furiously along there to everything she heard. Right, Pearl, you'd be called the female Andrew Tate. How do you plead?
Well, I take it as a compliment. You know, I'm a fan of Andrew Tate.
Of everything he says?
It depends what we're talking about. But overall, I think he's got a good message. I think he's good for young
What don't you agree with that Andrew Tate says? That's awesome. They're so brave, dude. I gotta pee.
men.
Okay, look, you're talking about women predominant, which is why you've got this big following. And your view is that modern feminism is deeply flawed. I would argue a lot of your proposals, like taking the vote away from women, are deeply regressive. Why would you want to remove, just from yourself, the right to vote?
Well, what happened was I had the same view, right? Back when I started, I was like, why? I found out that only 5% of women wanted the right to vote. And I couldn't figure out, like, why would women not? No, it's true. It's true. If you look it up.
At the time?
At the time.
Because they've been conditioned by men to think that they shouldn't have a vote.
I mean, that's what they say, but, you know, I started reading their writings, right? And what I found out was that the reason a lot of women advocated for it was because they believed it was the beginning of the breakdown of the family. You know, before you became one in marriage, 85% of people were married. And, you know, I hate to say it, but they were right. What has happened 100 years later?
But what's that got to do with them having the vote?
Well, it also goes back to responsibility. Again, men are 80 to 90% of the military. They run all of the infrastructures that make society run. So I just think if we want an equal say in society, then be equal. Do 50% of the hard job. Be 50% of the military. In the U.S., they're fined $250,000 if they don't join selective service, which is essentially the draft.
Okay, but specifically on the vote, what would having the right to vote have to do with family cohesion, for example?
Well, because again, before you weren't trying to divide a family. It was one family unit. You had one vote for the family. I mean, I don't think it's good for a family to have 2 votes.
Ava, your mouth seems to have dropped about
No, do you know when it's sort of like,
I know.
No, it's just sort of a bit galaxy brain. I feel like, you know, the stats that you're putting down are perhaps correct in some universe.
Which stats?
But they just kind of don't really add up. I mean, just to take you back to the to the women's writings that you've allegedly read. I mean, at
allegedly?
The time, well,
what do you mean allegedly?
At the time that you're talking about, you know, women weren't really allowed to write. They weren't allowed to go to school.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were. That's incorrect. The first female property owner was in the 1600s. The idea that women couldn't work and couldn't.
I'm so sorry, but that would be inherited property.
The first female millionaire was in the late 1800s.
And was that inherited?
No, it wasn't. It was self-made. Yes, it was.
Self-made.
Yes, it
and
was.
She never inherited land.
Yes, she did not inherit it.
What law permitted that?
What
law?
The irony of this, and I've repeated this before, I've mentioned it before, is that no self-respecting misogynist is going to watch a woman say any of these things, okay?
Law permitted that.
Well, there was no law. I mean, there's always been women that were influential in history.
Let's get on to the vote. So what I don't understand is, you know, a part of your message, I've researched you today, and hang on a minute.
Okay.
You know, your big push is that you care about men and you don't think that men are getting enough of a say. But
I care about women
hang on,
too.
I haven't made the point yet.
Okay.
because of feminism, okay? What I wonder is when you start making calls out like repeal the 19th, women shouldn't be allowed to vote, how is that helping young men? Because these young men have women in their lives, they have mothers, they have sisters, they have teachers, and they turn around, they don't know how to act around women because you're giving them license to be misogynistic.
I wouldn't call it misogynistic. I say be equal. So again, men
think
do
that's what
all of
most
the
feminists are
Well,
saying.
then okay, I'd love for the feminists, please apply for the oil rigs. Please go do the hard job.
This is such a easily addressed take that Ethan has done a great job addressing, as well as many others. But it's like, first of all, that's not the only fucking job. Secondly, a lot of these like menial labor tasks, just not the oil rigs, I guess, but plenty of others that don't go fucking viral on Twitter, like distribution facility jobs, right? They are taken by women. And not only that, but those jobs are not paid well. The oil rig jobs as well are not necessarily paid as well as they are supposed to be. It's very fucking stupid to constantly go, oh, women oil rig jobs. It's like, bro, what about the CEO jobs? You know what I mean? There is no physical labor there. Why is that also still heavily dominated by men? Shut the fuck up.
In society, they're
don't you
open,
go and
they're
work there?
hiring because I don't equate for. I don't think men or women are equal until we do the
Right.
equal work. So no, listen. Go apply to be on the oil rigs. Go be a plumber. Go be an electrician. Go be on the front lines of the military, and then we should have equal rights. But until feminists are willing to do that, I don't believe we should have the freedom without the responsibility.
Okay, well, I don't think that I'm physically built for that. You might be, but I'm absolutely not. You said you were. You said you were a volleyball player, and so you've got.
Ooh, she said, you fucking said you're big. Shut your big ass up. Go work at a fucking oil rig. God damn.
believe we should have the freedom without the
Okay,
responsibility.
well, I don't think that I'm physically built for that. You might be, but I'm absolutely not.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, God damn.
Oh, you said you were
Wow.
a volleyball.
Wow.
You said you were
Piers loved that. He's like, wow, the girls are fighting.
a volleyball player, and so you've got more strength than I do. I don't think
But
that
I don't
can
have more
do those
strength. I don't have
jobs.
more strength than
But
the
I'm not gonna
average
take your
man.
right away to
I don't
do
have.
it.
I don't have more strength than the average man. But again, it goes back to go be a plumber. You want to be equal, go be
That's
equal.
not
You also, but you don't want divorce to be made illegal.
Yes.
Why?
Yes, because I don't think what we have today is really marriage. What is marriage? It's for better or for worse, for richer or for poor, in sickness and in health, till death do us part. That's what marriage is supposed to be. But feminists have ruined marriage for the people that actually believe in marriage.
How?
When there's a 50% divorce rate and the average
This is so insane, dude. Wow. Feminists have ruined marriage by allowing women to divorce is an ungodly bad take. Like, marriage is supposed to be between a man and his slave, okay? Marriage is supposed to be not between a man and a woman. Marriage is supposed to be between a man and his captive, clearly.
average marriage
Why is that all down
8
to the
years.
women, though?
I didn't say that it was all down to the women.
So why
But
feminists ruin it?
you asked why I want divorce to be banned.
Yeah.
Can I finish
Yeah.
that first? So I'm saying, the people that believe in divorce, go be in long-term relationships. Leave marriage for the people that actually believe in for better or for worse, for richer or for poor, in sickness and in health, till death do us part.
Doesn't the sanctity of marriage also rely on the woman being a virgin? So you wouldn't be able to get married.
Oh no. God, she is so bad. What will she get better at debating at a certain point, or will she just keep getting fucking obliterated?
What do you mean?
Well, you've spoken quite openly about how you're not a virgin, and so if you want to preserve that sanctity of marriage,
I
then
think,
I just think that you're upholding standards that you don't actually live by.
and that's a fair complaint. I wish I was, but we can't go back. I don't know what you want me to say.
But I just don't.
Oh God! So you don't want to fucking be married in if that's your ultimate goal in society, that you want to create a society where you can't get married? What the fuck? Oh Jesus, that's so ruthless. Oh God. Oh my God. Oh Lord. Oh Lordy. Oh, that's messed up. Oh my God. Oh fuck. Oh, that was so good. Holy
It's
fuck.
fair that you get to be here and you get to be paid for your views, and you're telling other women that they shouldn't be allowed to.
I think-
and they
I-
should
what do you-
abide
what
by
is the-
some-
Hang on. Okay,
What is the
if I
better-
may, at some stage jump in. Isn't the whole point of being a feminist, though, that women are entitled to have their own views?
Absolutely, and
So she's perfectly entitled to her views.
Yeah, but you can't-
You might not like
but
them.
I'm here to
But
challenge
isn't she
them.
exercising her right as a? Are you a feminist?
No, I am not.
Really?
No, I wouldn't. Don't go that far.
You don't want to be a feminist?
God, Piers Morgan loves this shit. He's like, yes, keep going.
No, because I think if feminists really believed in equality, but you guys don't, I would love for you. There is an oil rig hiring. There is an engineering
I would actually
Why does she keep saying there's an oil rig hiring? Is that the only job that she thinks exists? Like, there are so many female-dominated sectors that are underrepresented that don't get paid enough, whether it be teaching or like healthcare, for example. And she just keeps saying like, oh, they're gonna go work in the oil rig. It's like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about?
I'd love to see Ava Santana on an oil rig.
Seriously. There is a building being built next to my building. Go do it, feminists. Go do it. And me, I'm
doing
saying
the same job that I'm doing right now.
When you find the man you want to get married to, are you saying you will?
It's odd. Very odd position to defend over and over again. Like, the entire purpose of living in a society and living under the division of labor is so that like those who have better skills in that field work in those fields. I would never advocate against people who work at oil rigs getting paid fairly. I would never advocate against any worker getting paid fairly. But that's not usually what we're talking about when we're talking about like women in the workplace. The idea that like that your capabilities as an oil rigger has anything to do with whether or not you can vote or what your position in society is laughable. Okay, absolutely zero people give a fuck about these people that work in like menial tasks, menial labor intensive tasks. I don't know why she keeps bringing that up as a talking point when it has absolutely nothing to do with anything.
Literally, you will be with that man whatever happens the rest of your life.
yes, for the vows that we're supposed to live
But how do you
by.
know you can keep?
I mean, I think it's a choice. And that's the thing, like women are so willing to leave marriages because they're not happy. This is not about happiness. The most important thing is the children. And the problem is we have a modern society where it's me, my feelings, leave when I feel like it, instead of doing what's best for the kids.
Ava, I've got to say, it's a little bit listening to Andrew Tate where some of it I really don't agree with. I don't agree with the vote stuff. When I hear things like that, I think there'll be a lot of people, especially older generation women perhaps, who think, you know what, she's got a point.
Well, I mean, I believe in agency, so I think that if a woman is going to look after her children doing divorce, that's absolutely fine. I also believe in your right to speak your mind about it. What I don't understand,
I'd like to
what
say,
I don't
even
understand,
before the 1920s,
Do you know what I mean?
women could speak openly. This idea that like women couldn't talk the last 500 years, there have been women.
Dude, what the fuck is she saying? Like, women had it so much better when they had zero autonomy is an incredible take. I love that. Yeah.
No, but the American
history.
state.
Fuck it, just make shit up. Who's gonna fact check you?
Has-
Do you know
Don't
what
believe
I don't understand though is when
Alright,
it gets spiteful, okay? Because you put down a few arguments that I think are perfectly, like, you know, they're kind of evangelical and they're Christian, but those are your right to say it. What I don't understand is when it kind of seeps into this sort of, you call women fat, you say that they shouldn't have
Are they
abortions,
fat?
you say that
Are
they
they
have
fat?
STDs. You know,
I mean, the question is, are they fat? Yes
Why-
or no?
why pass
The
that kind
average
of
American
judgment?
woman is 170 pounds. That's objectively overweight.
I mean, let's be honest. We now celebrate morbid obesity as some kind of body positive thing, and it is complete nonsense. So actually, on that point again, there's a bit of truth in
And this
that.
is the problem. This is the problem.
How have we come to celebrate morbid obesity as body positive?
Well,
it's nonsense.
We're not talking about morbid obese. I was actually watching your podcast earlier, and you spoke to someone who was, I would say, probably a size 12, and you called her fat, obese, and a divorcee.
She was fat, obese, and a divorcee.
wasn't.
I mean, like, I don't know what to say. This is the thing, women, we don't want to live in reality. We don't want to say things that are true. Was she fat? Yes. Was she a divorcee? Yes. These things are just objective facts.
I'm going to be talking about Whale Attack Part 2 for talking about whales. And you're still a whale. Like, I can't.
See, here's the thing. When you like shit on women and reinforce, okay, this is additionally hilarious coming from her. Because when you shit on women and reinforce the objectification of women, you open yourself up to a lot of that same exact criticism. Because this is the same turf strategy. Turfs love talking about like the beauty standard for women and how like trans women aren't women. But like, you know, you see it. You see the turf conferences when they get together. These are turfs. These are lesbian turfs. I think the only kind of beauty pageant that they should allow is the turf beauty pageant, specifically so that we can see how rotten they are both on the inside and out. Okay? That's what happens when you build a entire brand of just hating trans people. Okay? You just become this. What are you doing? You would live in a safer world if you just let go of this like weird standard that you yourself do not fit in, okay? You know, it's crazy. It's like Ben Shapiro being like, well, there's rigid male body standards, actually. Everyone fits by them, except for me, Ben Shapiro. Last time I tried to draw a beard on my face, it failed spectacularly.
I said, name one girl that looks good at 300 pounds. On TikTok, a clip was taken of me. It was a bit out of context. You know, sometimes maybe I make fun of them a little. I don't really mind being made fun of. I feel like it's part of the game. I feel like okay.
I mean, I don't know about 300-pound women looking good. There are plenty of thick mommies out there, but I don't know how much she weighs, but she still ain't looking good. You know what I mean? So clearly, it's not just the weight. Okay, I'm just saying, dude. Listen. Don't do it. Don't do it. Whatever pound you are right now, clearly there's more to it than how much you weigh. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to have to objectively.
And she insulted me first. I'm
going to have to objectively end the debate, but it was an interesting conversation. I think we should get you two back together as a matter of urgency. Thank you very much, Pearl. Thank you, Ava.
Ethan Klein went harder on her. Goddamn. Yeah, of course Ethan Klein went harder on her.
I'm analyzing your viability by your own metrics, which you do all day to other women and men.
Yeah.
Why is that disingenuous?
Ooh, this is fucking good, dude.
Okay.
What the fuck? I've never seen someone.
Like, I think it's fair to say, because you were talking to women about expectations and men about expectations.
This
based on
doesn't
their values.
violate the debates of this doesn't
okay,
violate the rules of a debate. This violates the rules of like normal human interaction. She's behaving in a manner that is inconsistent with how human beings would react.
I don't know what you want me to say.
In a normal
Like,
conversation.
I was a virgin. You know, I should have waited.
No. But how are you going to settle for a low value man? Because like that, it's like, dude, come on,
a low value man.
A low value man.
I think if you get married, you're lucky to get married. That's my opinion.
Okay.
If I was married, I would feel.
So you'll take anything.